What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and of course, Hudco Roofing. I have a feeling today might be quite a busy day for those of us with Hudco Roofing. Let me share this out. If you are on Facebook, as always, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. If you're over there on YouTube, please hit the like button. If you're showing the live chat, just X out of the live chat, hit the thumbs up, then tap the live chat tab again right there. Man, so hope everybody is safe and well. Please let me know where you are, if you're in Baton Rouge, and how your area is looking and how you're doing. Man, it was wild. I was driving to the front of the neighborhood just a bit ago to see if we could get out, and and there are cars, just abandoned cars, in the middle of the main street in our neighborhood. This is crazy, just crazy. I mean, I don't know if people got to floodwater and just left their cars, if people were being carried in floodwater and just jumped out of their cars, or if these were cars that were parked in driveways or on streets and floodwaters picked them up and moved them. But it's wild. They're just like cars in the middle of the street, just like sideways. Bonkers. Anyway, I really hope everybody was safe. And just, I guess, let me just just to say this, I guess, kind of as a PSA, because a bunch of people have already called about roof leaks and stuff. Here's just so you know, if you or someone you know has a roof leak, there is no, well, I don't want to speak for other companies, but no company that I know of that will get on a roof while it's raining or wet. It's just not safe. So nobody wants to hear this when they have water coming in their house, and I totally get that. But try to identify the leak from inside, like get into your attic and then get a bucket or something and try to prevent that from getting into your roof, your sheetrock. Obviously, you weight it down. That's when you have much bigger issues. So, and then as soon as things clear, we'll start getting to people. The best thing to do is to go to the website, hudcoroofing.com, and fill out the contact submission form, because that falls into the queue in order as they're submitted. So that would be my very, 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 very best recommendation if anybody is having issues. I don't intend for it to be an told you so type deal, because people are in trouble and I get that. But this is why it's so important, as I've learned, to have your roof inspected after storms. Because so many times you don't know you have damage until a storm like this comes and you have rain in your house, you have water in your house. So anyway, I'm sincerely sorry for everybody who's affected by this. Thankfully, we never lost power and we're high and dry. So, but I know a lot of people aren't. So very, very, very sincerely concerned and worried about everybody who's having these issues. So anyway, let's say some good mornings, man. Y'all let me know how it is at your place. If y'all got some sports stuff you want to talk, fire away. I'll head into work at some point today, but I don't know what streets are passable and everything, so I'm good to just hang out for as long as y'all want. Stephen Miller, good morning. Hey, Spurge, good morning. Praying from Dallas for all those affected by the storms and flooding. Thank you, man. Yeah. Thankfully we're here. We're good. But I know a lot of people aren't, so it sucks. Stephen Miller, definitely a river running through our street. God, looks like we got around 10 inches by the recorded rain levels around us. Wow. Dale Broussard, what's a good entry point for Cardano now? I haven't checked it this morning, but last I checked, it was around $2, a little over $2. I think Cardano's going to $10 in this bull run. So now, Tomas, good morning. Hope y'all are safe. Thank you so much, man. Same to you and yours, everybody who's in this. Andrew Brister, good morning, man. Glenn Laurie, good morning. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Thank you. Megan Hurst, good morning. Jason Brown, Chris Keller, Breezy Bro. What up, what up? Hope everyone is safe. Yeah, man. And look, I saw early in the day yesterday some of the video from Lake Charles, and, you know, a city that got so beaten up last year by those hurricanes, and then to have the floodwaters rolling through Lake Charles yesterday was just heartbreaking, man. I mean, that community, they're, Calcasieu and Southwest Louisiana is very resilient, obviously, but golly, just how much can one community go through? Thomas Dale Chapman, dude, you better not need to get out of your neighborhood. Yeah, no, thankfully we can get out. But now, as far as roads for me to get to work, I don't know. I mean, I heard T-Bob and Hester are both on. So T-Bob lives near me. So if he got in, I know I can get into work. So Brandon Atchison, Mother Nature is a beast. You darn right. Mark Cheers. High and dry North Carolina mountains. Praying for all my LSU family in Louisiana. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that, man. Hope you and yours are well. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Morning, Uncle Matt. Aiden and Laurel are watching. Hey, Aiden. Hey, Laurel. That's my niece and nephew in Kansas. My sister's kiddos. Aiden's my godchild. Glad to see y'all are watching this morning. Hope y'all are having a good time with Papa. My dad drove some furniture in a U-Haul up to their house in Kansas. So he's up there with them right now. Hopefully y'all aren't. Man, I wonder if y'all are still getting snow in Kansas. I mean, it's May. Doesn't seem like it, but you might be surprised. Brandon drove home from work at 1:30 this morning. Vehicles left after going head on into a ditch. All you can see is the tail end of the vehicle. That's the Brandon. I'll tell you this much, man. Like, I just don't understand people that will try to drive through floodwaters. Just don't understand it, man. It's like, how many times do you have to see it? Like, how many times do you have to see vehicles in ditches, people being pulled out of vehicles, flooded vehicles? Just ain't worth it, man. Just, and man, and we're supposed to get more rain today. Like, and there's somebody running. There's a jogger running down the street. Shelby Kelly, hurricane season looking like it's going to be a rough one. Hopefully not, Shelby. And hopefully not. Last year was brutal enough. Tomas, the great Ken Crowley is back. Yeah, the Saints re-signed Ken Crowley yesterday. I mentioned on AFR when that news broke, I like Ken Crowley as a dime back, as a special teamer. As a reserve option. I don't like him as a starting boundary corner. So having him back for depth, yes, you still have a gigantic hole opposite Marshawn Lattimore. In a perfect world, Paulson Adebo could be that guy. Maybe he surprises everybody and steps in from the beginning of camp and just picks it up and rolls. But they're still going to bring in at least one veteran. I know everyone keeps saying Richard Sherman. It makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, Chris Richard's now here as the new secondaries coach after Aaron Glenn left for Detroit. And it makes a ton of sense. So, maybe you do that closer to camp. get the money worked out however it has to go. But I'd be for it. And like, you bring in Sherman, if Paulson Debo beats him out, great, wonderful. Apollo Balboa, 1985. We flooded in 2016. I'm over this Louisiana weather. You know what, man? The reality is, no matter where you go, you're gonna deal with something, right? Like, if you move to the Northeast, the Midwest, the Northeast you deal with snow. You move to the Midwest, you're gonna deal with tornadoes and snow. You move out west, you got earthquakes to deal with. I mean, everybody's got something that they deal with. The thing about rain and water and stuff like this is you can at least prepare for it. I thought we bought this house. We bought this house in October of 2016, so just a couple of months after the flood. And when we bought the house, I mean, that was obviously, everyone asked, did it flood? I mean, that for probably still question. Hey, did it flood in 2016? And behind, if y'all have seen the back of our house, I mean, we have a pool, and then behind our house though, like, is a little, not a lake, kind of like a little pond thing. And so I figured for sure in 2016 they would have flooded and that would have come up. But they said they didn't even come close. So, last night I kept watching it, and the back drained perfectly. I opened the front door and looked at the front yard, and there was just no standing water in our grass. And it was like, when we moved into this house, I redid the drainage. Like, I'll tell you the story. Like, I'll tell you the story if y'all care. Maybe you don't, but then again, what's everybody doing right now? Everything's closed. We moved in, we knew, so like our floors have little spots in them in there where they're kind of beveled. And so when they're doing the inspection, they're like, yeah, you get water come in the house at the slab. And so the inspector said, yeah, their flower beds are probably just raised too high. That's why. So whenever rains, water pools, and it's getting under the slab, that's what's happening in that little front spot up there. We're like, oh, okay, so we'll just lower the flower beds. They gave us like an allowance for the floors. Okay, that works. Well, we called, a landscape company to come to lower the flower beds, and the guy said, can't lower the flower beds. I mean, it's even with your grass, like with the ground. We're like, well, how's the, well, apparently the drainage under the house was clogged. So we called Roto-Rooter out, and they came to put one of those big blasting machines in the front, like into the pipe to blow out the clog wherever it was. Because it went under, the drainage from the front went under the house into the back where that pond is that I told you. They put the machine on the ground, they flip it on, and the machine came off the ground. Basically, we had no drainage. Like, it was all corrugated piping that had disintegrated or broken apart, so there was no drainage. That's what was happening. Water was pooling up on the house because it wasn't going anywhere. So we'd been here like a month, maybe less than a month, and I had to pay somebody to come redo the drainage under our house and our yard. Like, they had to trench our whole front yard, put down new PVC piping and everything. It was like the joys of home ownership, but at least I know it works. Anyway, Michelle Falgu, good morning. Lafayette flooding starting to recede somewhat. That's great news. Schools are closed. Y'all stay safe over there, Michelle. All my people in Lafayette. Kirk Taylor, y'all got y'all floaties on down there. Man, just hope everybody just stays high. It's starting to rain. It's starting to rain again. God, dog it. I can see the rain falling again. Ugh. Hey, David Wallace, good morning. Kurt, just got done talking to my mom and dad and Karen Cray. They're high and dry. Good to know. Jay Parker was able to make it to the office all right. Interstate is really dry, thankfully. Only exit I saw closed was Acadian. Good. I'm sure that's closed, Jay, probably because of the underpass there at Acadian. So, good. That's good to know. Thank you. Cameron Cerniglia, good morning. Courtney Storer, good morning from flooded Lake Charles. Yeah, Courtney, I don't know if you heard it earlier. I was talking a little earlier. I hate that, man, for everybody in Southwest Louisiana, man. It's been through so much already. Shelby saw a video of Funnel Cloud and Denham. Saw a video of Funnel Cloud and Gonzalez too. Right around dusk. Richie Bird, if Drew wakes up, I need the birthday song sung to me. You got it, Richie. For sure, man. We'll do it. Happy birthday. Hope it's an awesome day, man. Breezy Bro, family in Lake Charles, last we heard, was 2 feet in their home. Oh, their vehicle floated away. That sucks. I mean, can you imagine if you were in the storms last fall, roof blows off, I mean, your home is damaged, you decide you're going to go rebuild, you start to rebuild, and then this happens less than 12 months later. Ugh. Hey, Rode Yule, praying for you guys and gals down south. Thank you, man. Ryan Jackson, morning Matt and Scone heads, praying for those in need right now. Yes, indeed. Truax, what's up, man? Let's see. No snow, just rain. Carrie Poston, good morning. Brian Jones, Matt, you taking questions this morning? Always, Brian. So, Brian, this is an open format, man. So, fire anything. Yeah, ask anything about anything. So, who's that over here on YouTube? Just asked me about crypto. I think it was Dale. Yeah, Dale was asking me about a good entry port for Cardano. He was asking me about crypto. So, crypto, sports, whatever. Fire away. Tim Gotro, good morning. Tomas, very confident Paulson and Debo playing zone in the NFL from day one. He needs work on his man coverage, though. You know, the thing is, Tomas, I want to try to get Paulson on the show. You know, he was a guy that was a highly projected guy, decided to go back to school. Then obviously the pandemic hits and he opted out. I've been very curious if he would have played a full 2020 season, what his draft stock might have been. I'm with you, Tomas. I'm optimistic about him, for sure. Shane Michael, good morning. Let's see, 26 watching on YouTube, only 11 likes. Would love it if you all would hit the thumbs up. Very much appreciate that. Richie Burt, earthquakes, mudslides, wildfires out west. Yeah, man. Everybody's got something. Lane Ward, praying for all in Louisiana. Hopefully no sconers had water in their home. Hopefully, Lane. Manny Troncoso, good morning. Craig Duga, boot up all. Glenn Lord, what's up with the Saints cutting Trill Williams? Failed physical in Miami, picks him up. So I saw a story last night, Glenn. For those who don't know Trill Williams, I'll give you his little background. I saw a report yesterday that the Saints were prepared to re-sign him, to offer him a deal. Excuse me. And before they could, Miami offered him a contract. So Trill Williams went to Syracuse. Saints signed him as an undrafted free agent. He was waived after failing his physical, but the Saints were prepared. Trill Williams. Let me see. That's right where the Saints were prepared to re-sign him. Can't find it now. I think it was on Twitter. The report was that the Saints were prepared to re-sign him. Yeah, New Orleans cut him with a failed physical, hoped to re-sign him. Instead, Miami jumped in and claimed him off a waiver. So good for the Dolphins. Opportunist. He's a big corner, 6'2". He's one of those undrafted guys that I think some of us had a lot of optimism. I talked about it yesterday. Lorenzo Neal, the son of Lorenzo Neal, the fullback, plays college ball at Purdue. Saints brought him in for a rookie minicamp workout, and they signed him. I am really intrigued by Lorenzo Neal. So I didn't know much about his college career, but I played at Purdue and had a really good 2018, and then had an awesome, had a great 2018. Was starting to be in a lot of early mock drafts. Tore his ACL in the last game of the 2018 season. Missed the entire 2019 season. And so then he came back for 2020, but the Big Ten only played 6 games. I mean, maybe had like 10 tackles or something like that. Anyway, so he basically fell off of everybody's radar because of the ACL and all that stuff. I'm curious. I mean, look at 6'3", 325. I mean, he is your Malcolm Brown. Like, he's your nose tackle. He's the guy you lost, when Brown left in free agency. So, man, I would love it if they get a diamond in the rough with that guy. We've seen, look, Malcolm Roach, Shai Tuttle. I mean, we've seen the Saints go after some undrafted free agent defensive linemen that have made the team. And I'm not telling you I think this guy's going to be a superstar, but is that a guy that might be, if he, could he potentially be a rotational guy? Maybe. Let's see. It's an interesting one to watch for sure. Dave Schultz. What's up, Dave Schultz? Hoping everyone is safe back in Louisiana. Thoughts on Finley potentially transferring to Auburn? That one's odd for me, Dave, just because my understanding with TJ is he wants to go somewhere he can play. And with Bo Nix as a 2-year incumbent starter, it doesn't seem like that's the spot. But got a new coaching staff. And that coaching staff may not be committed to Bo Nix. And if they're not committed to Bo Nix, then maybe there's an opportunity there for Finley. So, from an LSU standpoint, I would hate it if he goes somewhere in the conference and you have to play against him. Because I think TJ Finley is going to be a really good player. I know LSU fans kind of hitch their wagon to Max Johnson, but Finley has the size, the big arm, all that stuff. Just needs some experience. And I would much rather him go somewhere where you never have to play him again. But I wish him well, man. Craig, I live in Parks. We're on a ridge outside of the bayou, being extremely high. We pretty much good. Good to know. Matthew Denicola. Hope everyone's staying dry and safe. Good deal, man. Safe to say Paul Mineri's not getting his 1,500 win tonight. Hey, bud. We had a happy birthday request. Uh-oh. Somebody's sleepy. You guys' mama. Brian Jones, Darius Geis. Since LSU is removing him from the record books, does that mean LSU forfeit games in which he played? Do you see him getting a shot in the NFL? Not condoning the things he did if he's guilty. I'm asking from a sports angle, not legal. Knee injuries plus the legal troubles can't be good for him. Yeah, Brian, I think Darius' time in the NFL is done. When you have domestic violence allegations along with the injury concerns, it's hard to see anybody taking a shot. If Darius continues to play, his best opportunity is going to be to stay in shape. Hopefully, his legal issues are rectified, provided, if he is in fact innocent or whatever. And then have an opportunity somewhere else, like to go play in Canada or the Alliance or one of these, one-off leagues, the XFL when it returns. And try to play there. If he plays well enough, maybe an NFL team gives him another look. I think that's his only realistic option. I don't know why any NFL team would take a chance on a guy that has now off-field baggage coupled with the knee injuries where he hasn't been a productive NFL player because of the injuries. I hate it for him, man. Darius is a guy that's done a lot of good in his life, and that's all documented. If he made some very poor decisions as a young person that cost him an amazing opportunity, that sucks. It just sucks. Chris Williams, morning Scone, praying for y'all down south. Stay safe. Finally getting over COVID. Won't lie, it's been rough. Hope you're all good, Chris. Yeah, I mean, some people obviously have done better with it than others. Thankfully, we all had it and we were good. So it just felt like a cold for me. But hope you're all right, man. Breezy bro, we can talk about anything on here. Anything. Anything but politics, religion, and her. I don't know what that means. Shelby, weather's been rough, but these events really show the sense of community in Louisiana. Love being from here. That is true, Shelby. I mean, the amount of people that band together, that get in boats and go rescue people and just help neighbors, it's very, very true. Or NASCAR and Hollywood movie stars. No one's interested in that. Lowell Cormier, good morning, Lowell. Hope you're doing well. Brian Jones, update on the quarterback battle, projected starter at running back, linebacker situation. So, Brian, I would tell you, I guess you're asking there, I would tell you that if I had to guess, I think Miles Brennan starts game one. I think both guys will probably be pretty even, so they err on the side of the veteran guy, and Miles gets the start against UCLA. I think both will play, and I think both will play throughout the year. Projected starter at running back, I would tell you that's really tough to say because if you remember in 2019, the guy that took the first snap was Leonard Fournette. And Clyde ended up having the season he did because that's just sometimes how Ed will run the just. I mean, didn't Josh Williams get the first carry last year or something like that? So, that's just, or maybe because we all thought it would be Curry, whatever. So, who do I think ends up being the best on the team next year, like the lead guy on the team? I think it'll end up being John Emery. And then linebacker. Linebacker was a huge weakness in spring, but I'll remind you, you didn't have Mike Jones, who McShay projects as a first-round draft pick, by the way. How did he get away from Clemson? But I'm gonna have a Clemson guy on AFR today to talk about that, about Mike Jones. You didn't have Mike Jones, you didn't have Baskerville, and you didn't get to see Bug Strong in the spring game. So maybe you might have been without your three best linebackers in the spring game. So I think they're going to be okay there. Ricks and Stingley, best cornerback tandem in the country. You can make that argument. I probably would make that argument. Let's see. Craig Dugas. Redemption weeded update. It's day 12 and I have fourth of a bottle left. I'd say it's good. Good to know. I looked for it, Craig. I didn't see it. Top of the morning, Drew Hurst. Let's see. Tim Gotro, confident in Dennis Allen being able to build a credible defense with whatever you give him to work with. I would agree with that. I do look at the division, though, and I see Julio and Calvin Ridley in Atlanta. Dude, you look at Tampa. Mike Evans, Godwin, Antonio Brown. Carolina, DJ Moore. You add Terrace Marshall to that group as well. Like, you better have a second corner in this division because everybody in your division has got two studs. Saints are the only team without a stud number 2 wide receiver in the division. But you got Kamara and you got other weapons, but everybody's got two. So you better have somebody else. Kyle Milliken was watching Braves and Mets. Oh my God, I was watching it too, Kyle. Oh God, I was watching it too. Oh. If y'all didn't see it, man, Kevin Pillar for the Mets got hit in the face with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. I was watching it live, man. And anyone says he was thrown at him intentionally, y'all. The Mets were up 1-0. The bases were loaded. It was a 1-2 count. Like, there is no reason at all why Webb would throw at him intentionally. Like, he hit him in a lot of runs to score. I mean, he was just coming inside with a fastball, and it just got away. And Pillar was leaning over the plate, kind of expecting something off speed, and he got 94 high and tight and hit him right in the face. I've not seen an update today. There was blood just streaming. I mean, it was like, it almost, the flow of blood, he was like this, face down. The flow of blood was so steady, it looked like something was actually dangling like not drip. It wasn't a drip. Like it was just a straight flow of blood. I was like, bro, you've got to get up and get your head up and get pressure on that thing, man. Oh, that was disgusting. And as bad as it looked, y'all, as bad as it looked, it's the sound was because got the microphone right there by the camera, and so what you heard, the loud pop, was a tightly wound object hitting bone on his face. Oh my god, that was hard to watch, man. That was hard to watch. Shane, we playing a midweek game tonight or washed out. Let me see, Shane. Let me check my email. Because we'll get sports information emails. So if that decision has been made, we'll know. My guess is they ain't gonna play it. But then again, I didn't think they were gonna play last week. They have not made that decision yet. We've not got an email yet. Normally, what'll happen is they'll look at the radar, and then coaches will make that they'll get on a conference call this morning and make that decision. How about Alex Hoffman signing with the Saints as an undrafted free agent after the draft and then retiring to go to medical school? Talk about having options, no kidding, right? Matt, any updates on investigations plaguing the LSU programs? I don't. Nothing new. So, I mean, the thing that I've told you is I know that the independent review panel, they expect to have some type of decision on an NOA for basketball by the end of the summer. So, within the next 3 months, I would say. But nothing, imminent, as I've heard. Trivia, Matt, is it possible you have a sideshow on crypto? Trivia, I don't know that I would be great at that, man. I'm still new enough to where I am in the information gathering stage. Like I am in it up to my neck, but I am consuming crypto content every day. I don't think that I'm ready to be a voice on it yet. Eric Wilderado, if we find ourselves up 2-0 heading into Saturday, would you pitch it like a midweek game to save pitching for the SEC tournament? Good question, Eric. No. I would absolutely try to win that game. Because if you manage to sweep, then whatever happens in the SEC tournament is irrelevant. So, if you're at 14 and 16, you're in. Signed, sealed, delivered, done. And I still believe, Eric, by the way, that if they win 2 this weekend, they're in. Went through the resume yesterday and compared it to Florida from 2019. Florida was 13 and 17 in the conference. Their RPI was 27. Lost their first game in the SEC tournament, got in to regionals. LSU is going to have a better RPI, potentially the same SEC record. Quad 1 wins are there, strength of schedule, all that stuff. I think 2 wins this weekend in College Station, you're in. Bobby Dupuy, good morning. Wrap in batches. Most abandoned cars I've ever seen in Baton Rouge heading to the shop this morning. Mentioned that at the beginning of the show. It's bonkers. I wanted to make sure I could get out of my neighborhood, so I went and drove just down the street to make sure I could get out. And there's cars just abandoned on the main street. I mean, and some of them are like sideways and like half in the street angle. It's like, I mean, people obviously had their cars moved by floodwaters. It's bonkers. Kyle Milliken, Scone, do your best T-Bob impersonation. No, guys, too early for that, Kyle. Come on. Dale Broussard, best source for crypto research. I'll tell you the best that there's 2 that there's a lot actually that I like, but the best one I would tell you is BitBoy Crypto. It's a YouTube channel. Just search BitBoy Crypto. He's got 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He does a live stream every day at 10:30 Central Time for like an hour, hour and a half. And then throughout the day posts other produced videos on like different crypto coins and tokens and investment opportunities, stuff like that. So kind of what's going on in the markets, all that sort of stuff. So that I would tell you, Dale, that's the best I've found. There's another one that's like a weekly wrap. She's a YouTuber. Her channel is Crypto Casey, and she puts videos out on Sunday. So one a week on Sunday, and it's just kind of like a 20-minute weekly wrap. Pretty good and concise. There's a lot of others, but I think if you start at BitBoy Crypto, I think that'll kind of get you pushed off from the dock. Let's see. Ooh. Brian Jones, any reason why Jalen Cook transferred? He would have been enormous playing time with the roster turnover. Brian, whenever they remember they went and signed Xavier Pinson out of Missouri, the point guard, and whenever they brought in Pinson, Cook bolted. Manny, hope Landon and AJ have better starts. They did against Bama. Need one win for the SEC, two for the NCAA. I think so, Manny. Brian Jones, where are we projected to finish in the SEC with football? Brian, I mean, if you look at Vegas, they've got Bama and A&M ahead of LSU in the West. And then kind of like this clump of LSU, Ole Miss, Auburn. And then Mississippi State, Arkansas kind of bringing up the rear. So third behind Bama, A&M. If you look at Vegas projections. Shelby was a 3-2 count with the bases loaded. It was 1-2. Bro, it was a 1-2 count. Let me see. Dude, I was watching it, and I even rewound it. I'm gonna go look it up right now. It was in the 7th. Oh, it's not gonna give me the. Is he gonna give me the pitch? Hey, bro, it was a 1-2 count. Foul ball, strike looking, ball, foul ball hit by pitch. It was 1-2. It was a 1-2 count. Richie Burt, aren't these MLB players taught to turn inside so your back is to the baseball? That's the second player to open up, hit in the face. But Richie, you got to understand, man, like, if it's not about opening